Crap with Beth and Matt. Cut to Crap is the world's #1 no bullshit health and fitness podcast. Stop making New Year's resolutions. Hey there, and welcome to another episode. In this special holiday episode, Beth and I talk about New Year's resolutions and why they suck. Instead, we talk about setting realistic goals to help you break free from setting resolutions that we all know don't actually help you whatsoever. If you had to make only one resolution this year, it's to never make another resolution again. Now let's jump into the episode.
Matt!
Beth, what's going on, Beth?
Not much. What's going on?
Not a whole lot here. Just what is today? Monday. Crazy busy weekend with the family. We got everything set up. We got our Christmas tree set up. Yeah. How about you? You just got back from family time as well, right?
Holy fuck. Have you ever ended a week and started a new week and thought, I think I said this in the message I sent you, it was like, what the fuck just happened? That was my week last week.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, you're just right into a new one. No downtime, right?
Yeah, none. Yeah.
Damn it, Beth.
I'm glad it's over though, because it was intense. Just nonstop, like driving to the airport, driving to my mom's, which is like 2 hours, and then spending like 2 whatever plus days in her house, which is so tiny. There was no TV. The internet got something was wrong, like mice or something like went under the house and like ate the wires. She had to have someone come by and like rewire stuff. So we're removing all this stuff away to get a new spot it was just a mess. And then she was emotional.
Yeah. So, I can imagine that. Yeah. Well, how is your mom doing? Is she holding up okay?
She's okay. I think she's still kind of in shock. It's only been a few weeks and I feel really bad. It was really hard leaving her because she's alone now, like in the middle of nowhere. And so it's just tough. We're trying to get her to move closer to me, but she doesn't want to think about that right now. I mean, I get it because she's going to, but it's just not happening this winter.
Gotcha. Where is that? Is that still in the Maine area or?
Yeah, she lives like 2 hours in the middle of Maine. Like, I don't even know where you would call it, but it's like Mercer, Skowhegan area. And it's really in the middle of nowhere.
That means nothing to me. So, okay. That makes sense.
It means nothing to me either because I would never live there.
For sure. You're generally pretty remote too, right? Like you're kind of.
Yeah, but I'm closer to stuff. I mean, just closer to town and like, she has to drive like 30, 45 minutes to the nearest grocery store. So
gotcha.
For me, that's like 10 minutes away.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. I want to be able to, I like being in the middle of nowhere, but I like being conveniently in the middle of nowhere, like where if I still wanted to go into town and get things, I could still do it. So Yep. Exactly. All right. So let's see. We are coming up on crazy couple of weeks for everybody, right? We got Christmas coming up.
Are you feeling the holiday hustle?
I'm starting to. I'm looking at my Christmas gift list in front of me that I still need to complete, and I need to move my ass and finish that up because next thing I know, I'm not going to be able to get anything delivered. So I got to finish that up today.
Yeah.
So I've always been a procrastinator when it comes to gift shopping and Christmas and everything like that. So I feel like
that's a guy thing.
Yeah, I'll be at Walmart like the day before Christmas buying gifts for my nieces and nephews or something. So
better. Yeah. You got to be careful right now because of the shipping problems. So
yeah, exactly.
I would get on that shit today.
Yeah, for sure. I will after our podcast is over. I've got a couple hours before my next call. So I got a lot of back office stuff I got to do. So and a lot of adulting stuff, which sucks.
I know.
Adulting sucks. So then we got New Year coming up after that, New Year's Eve, which is always like this day that everybody's life is going to drastically change the next day. New Year's Day, everybody starts their diets, their goals, their resolutions, right? So that's kind of what we were wanting to talk about today then was
Goal setting.
Goal setting, really. I think the way I like to phrase it is, let's make this year the last year you ever make a resolution. So that right there should be like your resolution, right? Like to never make a resolution again. And the reason why, like I say, let's stop making New Year's resolutions. So 80% of all, so 50% of the population will do a New Year's resolution. We'll make a resolution of some sort. Now, of that 50%, 80% of them will fail by February, only 1 month into it.
Why do you think that is?
I think because, first of all, people aren't setting realistic goals, and they're goals that don't have any actions behind them. For instance, like people, very popular one, right, for a New Year's resolution is, I'm going to lose weight. The fuck does that tell us? What does that tell you? You're going to lose weight. Okay. How are you going to lose weight? What are you going to do?
What steps are you going to take? Right.
Right. But you're just saying, I'm going to lose weight, or I'm going to stop smoking. Those are pretty popular ones. Or I'm going to work out more. Cool. So what are you going to do next? You can't just speak it and then it happens, you know?
Yeah.
So I think let's dive into that a little bit. How we can help people stop making resolutions in this kind. Yeah. So
break them down, right?
Break it down. Yeah. So what when it comes to goal setting, what would be your first step on setting a realistic goal? And I think maybe I just said it. It needs to be realistic.
Well, I'm like looking, because I have my notes from like my mindset course, and I have like SMART goals. So at first it has to be specific, right? So there's SMART goals: specific, measurable, I think additive, rewarding, timely, efficacy, and relative. So that's what I have written down from. First it has to be specific, right? Plan them, like you have to have sub goals underneath your top goal. So first, like, what is the first goal that's going to get you closer to that main goal?
Yeah, I agree. So let's use the losing weight as an example. So let's say somebody wants to lose weight in 2022. They're ready to do it. What would we do next? And break that down, right? So me personally, I'm not a fan of putting weight loss on a time frame, on a schedule. So I would say, let's not say I need to lose 20 pounds or 30 pounds. Let's not even put a number to it. Let's shift our thinking from losing weight to just getting healthy, being healthier, being stronger, and building good habits, making this a lifestyle change, which we fucking talk about all the time. Because if you say lose weight, like you could do that any number of ways, but that's going to take you down the fad diet and the yo-yo dieting path, which is what most people do when they set weight loss as a goal for New Year's resolution. They do keto, or they start fasting, or they do a fucking detox on January 1st, you know, which none of which work long term, especially detox doesn't work, period. So, so losing weight, so getting healthy.
I would say the first one would maybe if you can do this, maybe hire a coach. Look into hiring a coach to get you started on that journey.
I agree, absolutely. I believe everybody can benefit from having a coach in one form or another. It doesn't, now of course there's financials involved with most of that, but there's a reason why gyms sees this huge increase in sales, you know, January 1st. So people are willing to invest in themselves that time more so than any other time. So definitely invest in a coach if that's something that works for you financially. And if not, there's lots of free avenues that you can go. I know I have free Facebook groups, free calorie calculators, all this other stuff. And Beth, I know you've got some free stuff as well. So take advantage of that. But so the goal then is healthy. So healthy is still very generic too. So what does health mean to you? So health means something different to everybody, right?
Right. Maybe you can start like writing down, like, who's the person that you want to be, and what does that person look like? How do you want to feel? You know, things like that. Like really get down to the nitty gritty. Like, where is it that you want to be? How do you want to feel? Because it's more than losing weight. It's really about how you feel mentally about yourself too.
For sure. So what does health mean to you? So for some people, it could mean So, and write this down, right? So health.
Yeah, get a notebook and
get a notebook. Start at the top. I want to be healthy, or I'm going to be healthy. So then it's, I would say either why or what. So why do you want to be healthy? So that having a really strong why statement. So why do you want to be healthy? Well, for most people that I work with, at least, it's because they want to be around for their grandchildren to grow up. They want to play with their grandchildren without running out of breath after 30 seconds, or they want to be able to chase them around and play sports with them, go to the park with them, or travel more. And will go hiking because they love hiking and they've lost that ability, things like that. So that's kind of the why. Now, what does health mean? Now, some examples could be, I no longer binge and restrict. I no longer restrict and binge. So that goes then to repairing your relationship with food, or it's, I want to lower my A1C or something like that, which is a fantastic measurement of health. Why improving your health? That's very objective. You're either doing it or you're not.
What skills do you need to develop?
What skills do you need to develop? So
what are some things you could start doing right away?
Okay. Yes. So some skills that we can develop when we are trying to be healthier. So you and I are both fans of starting very small, right?
Yeah.
So what can we start doing today? Literally, what is something that you could start doing today that is so easy to do that you can't say no to doing? Walking.
Yeah. Walking.
Almost.
If you're physically capable, anyone can walk.
Yes. Yeah. If you're physically capable of walking, do it. Start there. Go start doing one. I like to say 10 minute walks a day, but let's break it down even more. Just start doing it once a day, and because I promise you that 10 minutes probably isn't going to be 10 minutes. It's probably going to be a little bit longer. So make these goals, make this overarching health goal, break it down into smaller things. So what actions do you need to take to reach that goal? So for most people, it's going to be moving more, finding movement they enjoy. So walking, most people can walk. And I think most people enjoy walking when they do it for the right reasons, do it. This isn't a time for us to go on a walk and catch up on emails for work or post on social media or browse Facebook. This is time for you to, do something for yourself, be very mindful of it, take in the fresh air, and just get moving and enjoy it.
I think that's a good place to start, because I think it's easier for people to start with movement rather than nutrition, because I think a lot of people just want to cut everything out of there. All right, it's January 1st. I'm no sugar. I'm no this, no that. Okay, let's start with something you can actually stick to first.
Yeah.
Let's build off that. Movement's usually the easiest one because nutrition is hard. We get it.
Yes. Let's say you're currently averaging 2,000 steps a day. There's an easy goal for you to set. Well, now I'm going to start moving 3,000 steps a day. That's going to have a big impact over the long term. It might not seem like much, but we don't need it to seem like much. When it seems like a lot, when you set these huge goals that are hard to reach, you're gonna stress out about it more. You're gonna cause you anxiety, and you're probably not gonna stick with it. So, I do like that you said that. Starting with movement is a good place, because and that's right, that's correct. Because just the simple act of movement and walking more will motivate you, right? That'll be your own motivation right there. And I hate that word motivation, but it's true. It's gonna get you.
You're taking action.
You're taking action. You're taking fucking action. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, what's that word? It's like a domino effect. So if you're actually moving, you're more likely than to start actually, without even realizing it, focusing on your nutrition in some way.
Yeah, because you're going to be more mindful, because you're doing something for yourself. So I don't want to say like you're not going to waste your walk by eating like crap, because that's a bad way of thinking. But like you're building a good habit, and you want other things to kind of complement that. And you mentioned something too, and this goes a long way with trying to get healthy. People will say, "Oh, I'm going to cut out sugar," or "I'm going to not eat junk food for 30 days to start the year." I can tell you right there, failure.
Don't
you're
do
not,
that.
it's not going to work. It's not going to
Yeah,
work. So instead of taking things away, what do we do then? What can
what's
we
that?
add into our diets? So what can we add
Mhm.
into our nutrition? Um,
Yeah,
Maybe we replace that potato chip snack with carrots and hummus or something, or maybe we just add in another piece
exactly.
of fruit a day. Doesn't need to, you don't even need to take away those potato chips every day. Just add in some a fruit, a fruit or a vegetable or some more
Yep.
protein, more fiber, things
Yeah.
like that. Don't need to
Focus
take
on
away
getting
anything.
more fiber.
Yeah, exactly. Don't need to take anything away, at least not at this point. If you're taking things away, that should be further down the road when you've got a really good grasp of your nutrition,
Right.
of your movement, and you know what works for you and what doesn't. This is the
Yeah.
time that you're going to be doing trial and error to see what works for you, what you enjoy. That's the biggest piece right there is enjoyment. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, you're not going to stick with it.
That's the
Another
thing. Yeah.
another reason why people fail their resolutions 80% of the time before the
Yeah.
month is even up, because they're doing something they don't enjoy. They're doing these restrictive diets. They're killing
Hmm.
themselves in the gym 6 days a week when they were just previously working out zero, you know.
Yeah.
um,
Like Tony, the dietitian said, can you see yourself doing this more
mhm,
and forever? What is that? What is her
mhm.
one thing? Like, can you see this doing like past the honeymoon stage?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Is this the initial feel good moment? Is it gonna wane off, and then is it gonna leave you feeling like crap and unaccomplished?
Right.
So yep, yep.
Yeah.
Um, okay, what else we got? So we're starting to break down that overarching goal of health. So what else can we do to kind of build onto that?
I would say maybe take a look at your self care and stress, because I think a lot of people don't really realize that that has a lot to do with maybe sticking with something. The stressors and not taking care, like that self care that you were always worried about. We're taking care of everyone else but ourselves. You have to at least give yourself a little bit of every single day of something to do for you, like that walk.
Right. Yeah. Stress management and self care, it goes a long way.
Mm-hmm. And maybe
If we're
sleep.
sleep. So we're just trying to get back to the basics, back to the
Yeah.
fundamentals, really. Get in touch with our body, be more mindful, be more intentional with our movement, with what we decide to do, what we put our
Mm-hmm.
energy towards. And as I'm sitting
Exactly.
here drinking water, like let's start adding in more water into our day as well. Um, Now
Mm-hmm.
I would actually, something that really rubs me the wrong way with New Year's resolutions is obviously New Year's Eve is a very big party day, but
Yeah.
um, so the way I look at it is like you're setting this resolution to live a healthier lifestyle, but you're starting the year off feeling like shit, hungover. Um,
Right. Right. That makes sense.
so what kind of intention is that setting? You are literally starting your new journey feeling like a big ball of shit because you went
Mm-hmm.
out drinking all night or whatever, And
Yeah.
as you, like, everybody, I am not against alcohol, but
Right.
um, we always say, you need to look at that relationship. If this is your goal, then why are you going to start off
Mm-hmm.
put it behind the wheel? Like
Yeah.
you're already setting yourself back by
Yeah.
starting the day off hungover, with more anxiety, with increased stress levels, increased
Yeah.
cortisol. I guarantee you're going to be wanting to start eating all those fatty foods on New Year's Day. So then you're really looking at starting New Year's, January 2nd instead of
I was gonna
January
say
1st.
like the end of the first week of January
Right. Yeah. Because you're going on fucking
is usually
full blown free for all, like
right.
party in my mouth type thing. Like, just give me all the food because you're trying to do this last hurrah. But you don't need to do that, because if we're doing it in a
Yeah.
realistic and sustainable way, you can still enjoy these things. You don't have to give them up. So you don't have to go out and like eat all your favorite foods and just eat out of control the
Yeah.
week leading up to it. You don't have to.
I have started actually the past few years would wake up on New Year's Day and go for a sunrise hike. I've done
Ooh,
that a
I
few
like that.
times.
Are you
But
going to do that
yeah,
this year?
I think I am. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Very cool. I like that. All right.
Yeah.
So what about like having short, medium, and long-term goals too? I think there's a place for that, right?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So health, of course, is going to be a constant thing. You're always going to be working on your health, whether you're trying to
Right.
achieve better health or maintain the health once you achieve it. You never stop working on that. But I think
Right.
it starts with having that large goal, the bigger goal, and then breaking that down into medium and
Sub
short-term
goals
goals,
or yeah.
maybe 30, 60, 90-day goals, things like that. It
Hmm.
can literally be like, for the month of January, I'm going to be 80% consistent with my nutrition and workouts, right? That's fairly easy to do. That gives you a lot of flexibility to still enjoy yourself. It's not restrictive.
Hmm.
And as long as you're not going overboard on those other days, you're going to be fine.
Yeah. Or you can just concentrate on your walking goal that entire month and increase your walking and really master getting your daily movement in that whole
Mm-hmm.
entire month of January. And then maybe February, you could start adding more veggies. Or,
I like
if
that.
you
I
already
like that.
started doing it, just, focus on that one thing. It's like if I've never walked before, like you said, do 10 minutes or whatever goal you have, and then
Mm-hmm.
do that for that whole entire 30 days, and then add on. Once you've mastered that, you're going to add on to that. So you're doing another goal, and you're still doing the one that you've already mastered. So then,
That's
what
yeah.
what goal can you do the next month that is
Classic
achievable?
classic habit stacking, right?
Yes,
You're
yes.
establishing one small habit at a time,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're going to add on to that, or you're going to
Yep.
build onto that one habit. So, for instance, let's use that walking as an example. So, let's say we're walking. That's all we're doing, right? For the month of January, that's the only thing we're
Yep.
changing. We're adding in more walking. Then February rolls around. You're like, okay, so I'm going to continue my walking, and
Mm-hmm.
then when I get back from my walk, I'm going to do X. So maybe
Right.
that's when I get back from my 10, 20, 15-minute walk, whatever it is, I'm going to have a protein shake, or I'm going to have a nutritious breakfast full of protein and fiber,
Mm-hmm.
or something. So you're taking this one habit and then you're making it part of another habit that you're trying to establish.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
good old habit stacking. It could literally be, I'm just gonna take my shoes every day or my gym bag, put it by the door every day. Um, or put it by my keys, right? Because you need your keys to leave. So you put your gym bag by
Mm-hmm.
your keys. You've made it easier for you to obtain that goal.
Yep.
I think the more we're talking about this out loud, the more it's just making this a reasonable, realistic thing, you
That's the
know?
thing. It has to be reasonable and attainable. And that's the whole like with smarter goals, it has to be specific and then measurable.
Yeah.
So it
How are
has
you
to
going to
be something
measure?
that,
Yeah.
that you can actually do.
So using health as that example, how can we measure that we are making progress towards that goal of overall health and whatever we define health means? Um, that could be, so we need some way of measuring it. So we need to do some type of tracking, right? So with the walk,
Mm-hmm.
we could track our consistency with the walk. Oh, yes, there you go. We could track our
Mm-hmm.
steps, right? We could track our steps with an activity tracker, our Fitbit, our Apple
Yeah.
Watch, whatever it might
Yeah.
be. Um, so you
Yeah.
need to, it's got to be measurable. If you can't,
Right.
if you can't measure it, how do you know you're making progress towards it?
Right. Yeah. You can keep a little daily log of your steps. And I actually did have something here with all that on because I'm
Do
doing
you?
a cardio challenge with my group. It's like you have to do level 2 3 times a week. And I made my own calendar. I don't know where it was, but
Oh
I
yeah.
actually wrote it with a Sharpie. I have it on a thing and I have like an X when I hit it. And then, the days that I just don't write anything, but I write in how much time I did and all that. And that way you can see throughout the whole entire month how consistent you were.
Mm-hmm.
So you can
Mm-hmm.
you can keep a little calendar or draw one yourself,
Yep. I like that. I
or
love
if,
that idea.
or if your watch may do it for you on the, my Garmin keeps track.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So then some other metrics we could look at with measuring how we're making progress towards that goal of overall health and whatever that means to you. Um, let's see. So if we're getting started at the gym, right, we could
Mm-hmm.
measure our workouts. We could see
Yeah.
how our workouts are improving. So maybe last week we squatted 3 sets of 10, 45 pounds, right? So maybe next week we look to do 3 sets of 10 for 50
Mm-hmm.
pounds. That's measurable. It's clear you're making progress. So,
Yeah.
but you don't just put that in your head. So make a logbook for your workouts.
Keep
Um,
track of your workouts.
yep. Get a
If
notebook
you're
or an
not,
app.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you want to look at something other than the scale, like you said, like that's such good data to have. Like always keep track of these things. I have a workout notebook. Do you have a
Mm-hmm.
workout notebook?
I have a
Yeah, I
digital.
mean,
I have a digital one, but yeah.
yeah, and that's always good to look back on. It's like, oh, I'm not seeing any progress. Okay, but how do you not know that?
Yeah. Yeah. You
Are
don't
you
know it if
keeping
it's all
track?
up here. If
Yeah, exactly.
our brains are fucking powerful. If we're not putting it on the pen to paper, we're gonna
Yeah,
think we're not making progress because
we go right to the negative.
right, yeah,
Nothing's happening. Nothing. Nothing.
for sure. And that goes that's a point I wanted to make too is we need to be positive. We need to be treating ourselves with kindness. Our goals and
Yeah.
whatever we're working on should not be framed in a negative manner. So
Right.
we're not
And
we're, we're not going to the gym to lose fat. First of all,
yeah,
let's
getting
start.
healthy.
Yeah, just getting healthy, getting stronger, improving our mobility, functional fitness. We're not cutting out junk food, right?
Hmm.
We're adding in more nutritious snacks, more nutritious
Right.
meals.
And to people that may think that, oh my God, I'm only going to focus on walking for 1 month. Yes, because this is what
Right.
happens is someone is they want to do everything at once and then wonder why they can't be consistent with it. So this is like, an attainable goal to start with. Start small and just keep adding because this shit takes time.
It takes time. 1 month
Time.
into the year isn't going to be enough to fucking change
We're
anything.
in it to fucking win it, you guys. We're not in
Yeah.
here to like, I'm going to do one thing 1 week and then I'm going to add 10 things the next week.
And that's kind of that all or nothing mindset that we try to
Yes.
get people to break too.
Yeah.
That's the question I get all the time with new clients is like, what else are we got? Like, what else are we doing? Like, this is all we're doing.
Right.
This is it. This is all we're doing. Yeah.
Do you have
That's all we're
anything new for
doing.
me for this week? It's like, no,
No.
just keep doing what you're doing. This is what.
Can you change my workouts this week? No.
No.
We're 1 week into it. Why would I change your workouts 2 weeks into it?
Right.
So,
Exactly.
and like do workouts. You don't need to be changing your workouts up every week.
Right.
I always say like, stick with the same workouts for at least 4 to 6 weeks before you change anything. Get
Yeah.
really fucking good at those movement patterns. Increase your form, improve your form, increase your weights, your technical details, things like that. We don't have to do a lot. That's basically what we're saying here is
Right.
it doesn't take a lot. These little things that we work on daily and throughout the year have that's what gets our results. And that's what makes it a lifestyle change for us.
It's boring, basic shit, you guys. It's not, there's no shiny objects here. And that's what we have to stop looking for.
Yeah. If a client tells me the workout was boring, I'm like, good.
Yeah,
because
exactly. Okay.
I don't like, if it's good, if it's boring after doing it 2, 3, 4 times, good. Now let's get really fucking good at doing that movement pattern.
We've been doing the same lifts for fucking years. Like always doing deadlifts, always doing squats, always doing push,
and
push-ups,
don't get me wrong, I love doing new movement. I love doing new movements or something I haven't done in a while.
Another variation.
It's a variation. It's my next block of programming. Maybe instead of doing a back squat, I'm doing like pause squats or something instead, right? But I'm not doing a one leg Bosu squat while curling a kettlebell over my head or something, at the same time. So it's probably unfollow a lot of Instagram influencers as well that post a lot of stupid shit like that because they're giving you unrealistic expectations. And that's just, those things are stupid anyway. Especially if you're constantly changing your workouts. I can't say this enough. If you don't have a plan for your workouts, you should know what your workout's going to look like for the next 4 weeks or so. If you don't, let's start there. Stop. And it's, you can get inspiration and ideas from your Instagram people that post workouts and things like that. But I bet you they're not even doing those workouts. Like they're just creating content for you. They have a structured program. I can almost guarantee they have a structured program with progressive overload and a plan of attack. They're not just throwing random shit together and doing, I feel like doing glutes today. You feel like doing glutes today, or that's what the plan is, So
right. Exactly. Totally agree.
Totally agree. Yeah.
Totes.
All right. So some common roadblocks too, then that we see, right, with New Year's resolutions when people are working on themselves.
You're motivated. You're so fucking motivated.
Everybody's
It's
motivated
January
that first week of
1st. Holy
January.
shit. It's like, oh my God, the honeymoon phase is
Honeymoon
happening.
phase, yeah.
February rolls around and you're like, I'm fucking bored, man. I don't want to do this anymore. And you stop. So
Right.
what happens then, Matt? What happens then?
Well, what happens, or what should we be doing? So what happens
What should
then?
we be doing?
So what should we be doing? You keep doing it. Like, it's gonna suck. Maybe you have to wake up to go to the gym at 4:00 in the morning and you're over it. You're tired of it. You're not motivated to do it. Okay. Well, guess what? You got to do it anyway. You got to find a way to make it work. So, like Beth said earlier, we got to take action.
Yeah.
Taking action defeats a lack of motivation 10 times out of 10. You build discipline.
Yeah. It's like brushing your teeth. You just do it, right? You don't think twice about brushing your teeth. You just fucking brush your teeth, because then you would have ass mouth. So,
I almost just spit out my water.
Like it's essential.
Nobody wants ass mouth.
No, nobody does.
Yeah, and for sure.
Oh, I've been in a tiny apartment for a couple days, so
so the lack of motivation thing too. We need to be patient and consistent, really, because this shit takes time. We're probably repeating ourselves at this time, but we need to repeat these things.
Right. You need to hear these things.
Yeah. And I think there's also this other thing, like, we need to be doing this for ourselves. Ultimately, if you're doing this because your friends are encouraging you to join a weight loss challenge for New Year's, right there, already a bad idea. You need to be doing this for yourself. For yourself.
Where's your intrinsic motivation from within? Like, what is your driving force, not outside forces, like you said.
Right. Yeah. They need to be, because your goals aren't necessarily Joe Schmo's goals, right? So we need to be making sure that these goals reflect what we actually want. And that's two biggest culprits we see when it comes to dieting and exercise, is we're doing it to conform to other people's expectations of us. So you need to be doing it for yourself. Getting that body, losing those 10, 20 pounds, that's not going to get you the girl or the guy. It's not going to make you happy. If you think losing weight is going to make you happy, I'm here to tell you it probably won't. You're going to be in for a very rude surprise.
Yeah, for sure. And coming from experience, it really is the journey into becoming your best self that's actually the most important to me. Like, the weight loss was just a byproduct of all that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, weight loss is a byproduct of the good habits that we're building, and that's what I tell my clients when I first start working with them. One of the pillars that we focus on is body, and I always say, like, when I say body, I don't mean we're talking about weight loss or fat loss. What I mean is we're focusing on being physically healthy by being stronger and taking our mobility back, increasing our functional fitness. And then, fat loss, if that's a goal, that usually happens as a byproduct of that. Because we're taking care of ourselves. We're moving more. We're adding a little bit more nutritious foods into our diet. It doesn't take much.
Exactly.
All right. So then we said SMART. So we were talking about measurable, right? So then we talked about realistic, time bound. I'm not necessarily a big fan of the time bound portion of SMART goals. Especially when it comes to health, because there is no time for that. It's just, we want to live a healthier lifestyle. We want to live as well as we can for as long as possible, as long as we can, right? I mean, I think most people would agree with me on that one. We don't want to die at the age of 60. We probably want to live into our hundreds and still be mobile and have our independence at that age. So we start building lean muscle mass, getting stronger, improving our bone strength by strength training. That all goes a long way. I think, so going back to the tracking, part of it, I think doing these check-ins every once in a while with ourselves, like, how are we doing with these goals and these metrics we've kind of set for ourselves? So just constantly checking in, being mindful of where we're at. I think that's going to go a long way.
And, I think it's important to note, like, sometimes goals change.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's a great point. That's okay.
Sometimes, yeah, it's totally okay. It's like in the middle of what you're doing, you might be like, you know what? I think I want to focus on something else that's feeling more important to me right now.
Yep. Emotional commitment to it is a big thing too, right? So if we're not emotionally committed to the goal in the first place, if we're probably in it for the wrong reason. It has to mean something to us. Right. But a lot of people actually feel like they have to set a resolution, right? You don't have to do that. So because there's peer pressure, friends and family are doing it. So they're probably going to pressure you to do it with them. But if you're not feeling it, if it's not a fuck yes, then it's a fuck no, right?
Right, exactly.
So being able to set those boundaries and ignore that external pressure, it goes a long way too. So yeah. Let's see. What do we have next? I think just having that strong why, continually revisiting it. Why do we care? What will achieving this goal give us? So what will increasing or improving our health give us? It's going to give us more quality time with our family. It's going to allow us to build better memories because we can do things we weren't able to do before. We're going to live longer. We're going to improve our blood work, improve our cholesterol, things like that.
You're building this for, long-term success.
And that's really it. I mean, we could keep talking about these things, but we're just going to continue to repeat ourselves at this point, honestly. If there's one takeaway message from this is, as with anything, it's not a diet. It's not a short-term thing. There's going to be ups and downs too. It's not going to be perfect. Every day is not going to be amazing. You're going to have some bad days. You're going to lose your motivation.
Yeah.
So be prepared for that. So don't lie to yourself and say that it's going to be perfect and like you're going to do it in 30 days and this and that. No, it's ever evolving. Your goals could change, like Beth said, like you said. So yeah.
And realizing that something is always better than nothing. Like we got to get rid of the all or nothing mentality. Just because you can't, work out for an hour doesn't mean you can't work out for 20 minutes. It's okay.
For sure. There's no magic number. There's no magic number.
Right. It's just consistency, no matter what.
Name of the game. Consistency is key. Is king, I should say, really.
Yeah.
80, and as we always say, strive for 80% consistency. Consistency does not mean 100% of the time. It does not mean that. That's perfection, and perfection does not fucking exist. Nobody's perfect. There's no plan that's perfect. No program that's perfect. So give yourself some grace and some wiggle room there.
Yeah. Anybody that's been successful at anything has been consistent. That's why. That's it. They're not better than anybody. That's just, they've been consistent.
Yep. Boom. Their consistency was just a little bit more tuned in.
Right.
A little bit more tuned in. Are you doing like any type of a plan or special or anything for New Year's? Me personally, I am not. I will take I can't guarantee that we're going to be taking on new clients on New Year's because I brought in 5 new people last week for me and my coaches, and we might be fully booked by then too. Yeah. So I can't make any promises, but I'm
not doing any coaching specials, but I am going to be giving away or having access to body weight workout starter programs and gym starter programs for people. But like I'm taking the next few weeks off from calls and the first week in January, and I'm going to probably take more calls after that just because, I'm getting pretty booked right now, and I'm having a colonoscopy the first week in January. So
okay,
I got to take that week off.
Is that the annual check?
It's my first one.
Oh, your first one? Okay.
They changed the age to 45.
Got it.
So my doctor's like, yeah, you got to do it. And I was like, fuck.
Fun.
Yay.
Well, good luck.
Yeah. Good times.
I think that makes me think I should do some type of a free offer too for New Year's for people that can't or don't want to invest in coaching. So this will be me holding myself accountable to that. I'll have some type of freebie or offer or something out there for that. But potentially looking at, if people want to work with us too. I know, because I just brought on Coach Liz as my new coach on the team.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might have her fully booked by then. We got a couple of new clients for her last week.
Nice.
I'm super excited to work with Coach Liz. She's a certified personal trainer and Pilates instructor, precision nutrition, certified just like we are.
Yeah.
And she actually specializes in pre and postnatal
that's awesome.
women. So I'm really excited to add that to kind of our repertoire. So,
yes, love it.
Yep. What about, how's everything going on your end with coaching? I know you and Justin are tweaking your guys' thing a little bit. It sounds like you found some stuff that's working for you there, right?
Yeah. And then I think Hunter is going to take over some calls for me. He did that for me last week and he really loved it. And he's like, if you want help with it, I'm willing to do that for you. And I was like, oh my God, that would be amazing. And
that's amazing. I love how that's come full circle for you.
Yeah. So what's crazy is like, he owns the gym and me and Justin used to coach for him, but now Justin's working with me and then Hunter's working with me. So we're just still all working together. I mean, we know each other really well. We have the same philosophy and
that's amazing.
We all want to help each other out. So I think it's really cool. It's hard to find,
It is.
So you got to stick with those people.
Yeah, the coaches on my team, they're all pretty local to me. I've actually never met any of them in person, but I've known like Coach Kristen. I've been connected with her for a couple of years on social media. So there's definitely that. I'm actually looking into volunteering at my gym, like one night a week for a few hours, probably just running the front desk or something. Because the gym I go to is a nonprofit. So they do a lot of charity work and things like that. So that'll kind of be like my way of kind of giving back and just kind of building up relationships a little bit more. And ultimately what I'm thinking about, and I have to talk with the gym owner still about this, but I would really love to offer like some type of a free class for the community, like once a week or something, like nutrition fundamentals or something, just to help people in the community and give back a little bit. So that's kind of on my radar for next year too.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's kind of what I do for when I teach the cooking class.
Yeah, the cooking class. Yeah, that's what came to mind.
I don't get paid for it. I do it because I love it and I think it's important to the community to people just want to be educated.
Yeah, and I'll be honest too, like doing this remotely, I miss that face-to-face interaction with people too. I actually started working with somebody one-on-one personally in my garage. Last week was our first week. And I'm really enjoying that. I missed working with people like that. So I want to do a little bit more of that coming up.
Yeah, I agree. I miss it too.
Yeah. It also helps us to keep our skills updated and continue to learn and things like that. So
I think it helps us become better coaches. Honestly, like I don't think I would do one-on-one online coaching if I did not coach in person for so many years.
Right. Yeah. I don't know how you could, honestly.
Yeah.
Because
there's movement patterns and
exactly.
When you're giving form checks and things like that, you need to be in person to really learn about how people move. We all move differently.
Right. Yeah. Like with squatting, right? Everybody's going to squat differently.
Yeah,
so taking their natural movement pattern and optimizing it and knowing how to get, create cues for your clients.
Yeah.
That comes with, that interaction, day-to-day interaction, face-to-face with people. So love it. Love it.
Sure.
Well, cool. Lots of exciting stuff.
Good stuff.
I know we're very excited for our plans going forward with this podcast too.
Yeah.
I think this podcast will be out like shortly before New Year's, right? I have to look at our calendar for that, but just want to take a moment for everybody listening. We've truly appreciated you so far supporting our podcast.
Yes.
We had no idea what to expect when we started this. We were just doing it because we're having fun. Like we were just collaborating and everybody was tagging us in each other's stuff. And here we are, a couple months later, dozen or so episodes into it.
I know.
Only the beginning. So we couldn't do it without everybody that's listening. So
thank you guys.
Thank you all.
We appreciate your support. We appreciate your tags and recommendations.
Yes, we love it.
And
keep the tags coming. Keep your DMs coming, sharing your experiences with us. Share our podcast, our socials with your friends and family that need to hear it. That's the best way. Like if you want to give back to us personally, that's how you can help us, is by just sharing our content and our podcast with friends and family that you think would appreciate it. If they don't mind F-bombs, if they like the F-bombs and everything, they're in the right fucking place. So
fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Do we have anything else we want to cover? Are we good?
I think we're good.
I think we're good. Okay. I know the last holiday episode we did for Thanksgiving, people really appreciated that one.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping people love this one as well. So
yeah.
And that is a wrap for this episode of Cut the Crap with Beth and Matt. Did we help you cut through the bullshit? We want to know. Send us a DM on Instagram and share your thoughts. We'd love to hear them. And if you did find this one helpful, why not share this episode with a friend? I know I personally love it when a friend shares their favorite podcast with me, along with a text saying, "Oh my God, you have got to check out this podcast. You'll love it." And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss future episodes.